Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello, my name is Olivia and I make videos about anthropology every single Sunday, and today I am so excited to be keeping it chill and keeping it casual without a formal little anthropology lesson plan and just telling you a little bit about myself and more specifically what it's like to be a graduated anthropology student, because I know that's something that people really worry about. So yeah, I'm so excited and let's just get into it. All right, so I did a little post in the community tab and basically asked all of you what you wanted to hear and what you wanted to learn about when it comes to being an anthropology student and then also an anthropology graduate. But before I dive into that, I do really quickly just want to introduce myself more broadly as a person and then also as an anthropology student. But if you're already familiar with me or don't particularly want to know what I've done in anthropology thus far, here is a little timestamp so you can jump to those questions that I got from you guys. All right, so really quickly about me, I actually graduated from UCLA in 2022 with a major in anthropology and a minor in evolutionary medicine. So I am fresh out of college, you guys. And the reason that I did an anthropology major and an evolutionary medicine minor, in addition to the fact that I think they're both fantastic, is the fact that I just love the intersection between the hard and the soft sciences. I think there's a lot that can be gained from being an anthropology student, for example, and asking, how does biology inform this, and vice versa. So yeah, that is what I studied in college. Now, within anthropology, there are four main subfields, and these subfields are biology, culture, linguistics, and archaeology. And most anthropology students are asked to choose a discipline that really grabs their attention the most. And for me, this is biological anthropology. I really love asking how we got to where we are today and answering that question by using the information that we have on our ancestors and evolutionary history and timelines. And I think it's really interesting, but I also love all the other disciplines too. Now, finally, I wanted to share with you guys just what I've done in anthropology so far in my life and as a college student, because I think it'll give you guys an idea of what you can do and also a reason to trust me, like trust your source, know your narrator, that kind of thing. So I have done fully funded anthropology research, which was an absolutely amazing opportunity. That project went on for about 2 years. And then also from that project, I had the opportunity to write a senior thesis, which was many pages on anthropology research. So I like to think that I know how the research process works, and then also translating that research into literature and something that you can reproduce and share with people. I have also been in an anthropology lab. I was a research assistant in an anthropology lab for I think like 3 or 4 years. I did it for a really long time, like most of my college experience. I was a part of this biological anthropology lab, and that was such an amazing opportunity. And in there, I also had the opportunity to be a project lead, which was awesome. A lot of anthropology labs will have different projects running concurrently, and you can like be in charge or be a part of those projects. So that was really amazing. I also, this is so unique and cool, but I had the opportunity to work as a museum ambassador in an anthropology museum, which there aren't that many anthropology museums out there, but in San Diego, where I'm from, there's this museum called the Museum of Us, and that's literally an anthropology museum, and I got the opportunity to be a part of that space. I did make a video on it that I will link in this video because a lot of people like to know about museum experience and jobs and stuff, so I will link that. But I'm now out of breath. I think that's kind of everything that I've done in anthropology, at least that's coming to my mind. And the reason I share this with you all is not to like brag or anything. It's more just so you guys can get an idea of the options and paths that there are out there in anthropology. Okay, so that is everything I think I want you guys to know about me. I've been making anthropology videos on YouTube for like 2 years now, and I'm still obsessed with it. I still love it. Clearly, I'm sitting in my bedroom just talking about anthropology, so it's gotta mean something. But now I'm gonna go over to YouTube, my favorite app, and I did a post on the community tab, which I might have said already, and asked you guys what you want to know. So I'm going to switch over here and start answering some questions. Okay, so first up, we have a question from Olivia James. Hi, Olivia. I love your name. And that question is, has it been difficult finding a job that you wanted to do? If you've already found one, what's the work environment and your workload like? Do you think you'll need a graduate degree to continue working in your field, or is a bachelor's enough? Loaded question. I love it. You're thinking like an anthropologist. It's never just one question. It's always many. And gosh, okay. So the first thing was, has it been difficult finding a job? Now, for anyone who hasn't seen some of my more recent videos, I actually have recently talked about how right now I am actually working as an educational video production intern, and I'm working for Socratica, who is another amazing YouTube channel, and I basically am learning how to edit like high quality educational videos, which you can probably see some parallels there. And honestly, finding that opportunity wasn't super difficult. They actually came to me, they'd seen my channel, so it was a really unique way to get an offer. But generally speaking, I think when I was in this phase of also just applying to a bunch of things, it was nothing short of options. I think a lot of people imagine an anthropology student as graduating college and then like having no options. There was an abundance of jobs online, but unfortunately, regardless of your major, it is a little bit of a numbers game. So you're just gonna have to apply to a bunch of jobs, and then from all those applications, you'll hear back from a small group and then do interviews and stuff like that. So for me, it wasn't too bad. But generally speaking, just finding a job out of college for any major is not really that fun. And I have a lot of friends in a lot of different majors, so that's that's how I know that. My workload and environment is really, really great. I feel incredibly satisfied with the amount of work that I get. I think mostly because I'm constantly learning and I just love to be learning. And then the work environment too is also really good. I work from home, so I don't know, I don't have to commute. Which is lovely. I would not necessarily want to do that. And then the people that I work with also are so nice, and we have like weekly meetings and stuff, and I don't know, I think it's a good time. And the final question was, do you think you'll need a graduate degree to continue working in your field, or is a bachelor's enough? And I think that depends. I think for what I'm doing right now, honestly, I'd love to keep doing what I'm doing right now. And for that specifically, I don't think I would need like further education. I think maybe further down the line, if I did decide to, do my PhD, I'm still very much like deciding on all that kind of stuff. I think then I would definitely need a graduate degree, or if I wanted to be a professor, but right now I'm very satisfied with what I'm doing. Okay, and the next question is from Ashley. Hello, Ashley. I know we've talked in the comments before. Your question is, hi, right now I'm studying anthropology, first year. My interest is biological anthropology, but my major covers everything. But it's more focused on social and cultural anthro. My aim is to study at another university through an exchange program next year. I'm interested in forensic anthro, genetics, osteology, anatomy, etc. Any advice? Congrats on being a first year. That's incredible. I was recently at my college campus and I was getting so nostalgic and seeing all the first years move in, and I was like, oh gosh, like what a lovely experience and time in life. So congrats. And also I love biological anthropology too, so we have that in common. And I think my biggest tip for you would be to stay open-minded to the other disciplines of anthropology. I think in college I found myself really, putting myself in a corner where I was like, if it's not biological anthropology, I don't want it. Where in reality, all the fields of anthropology work together really beautifully. And so if you can stay open-minded and try your best regardless of discipline, I think you will have every opportunity to do exactly what you want to do in a new program next year. But good luck, you got this. My next question is wondering what you remember most about anthropology after graduation or in field work. Great question. I think it hasn't been that long, I will say. But I think the thing that stands out to me the most, at least right now as I'm answering this question, is the fact that I really, really enjoyed what I learned in my classes, and also just how relevant it is after college. So I have a lot of conversations with people, about global topics, or, about even like personal things. And it's like you find things that I've learned from the anthropology major just like coming up all the time. You know, I'm like, oh, my like anthro professor gave me this real world advice once, and I'm like sharing that with the people in my life. But it's like that advice that my professor gave me was drawing from anthropology theory. And it was just, I don't know, I think it just comes up all the time. And I still just have so much love and respect for it. Sorry if that wasn't a good answer, but that's just what came to mind. I microwaved my coffee before filming this video, and it's always cold by the time I remember that I've microwaved it. So after this video, this will literally be my 4th time microwaving my coffee. The next question is, how has job hunting gone for you? How hard or easy is it to get a job with an anthropology degree? Do you get rejected more? Are employers more inclined to hear what you have to say, etc.? I love this question. I noticed that some of the questions that I got were very connected to jobs, and I think it's because that's one of the, things that scares people the most about an anthropology major. And I wouldn't say that it's harder to get an anthropology job. I will say though, like full transparency, the salary of anthropology jobs is definitely a little bit lower than like if you were going for a job in tech. But the thing about that is you have to be okay with that. I think when you choose to major in anthropology, you're choosing to major in something that you love, right? And you're in a lot of ways valuing, enjoying the job experience versus like maybe not enjoying sitting behind a desk all day and like coding or something, and getting paid like more. But answering this question, job hunting was good for me. I don't think anthropology made it harder to get a job. If anything, I think if you make that the forefront of like your interview and who you are, I do think employers are really happy to hear that, because it's a really unique thing to say, I've studied people and I know how like customers are going to respond, or I know how this marketing like tactic will work because again, I've studied people, and you can frame it in a way that is really, really employable. And I find that employers like that. And similarly to before, the last part of this question, did I get rejected more? I wouldn't say that I got rejected more, but it really is just a numbers game. Like getting those interviews is really, really tough. Like that first round of being like, hey, pick me, when they're getting like hundreds of applications online. Okay, the next question is from Keen. Hello. Does UCLA offer online classes? Thinking about enrolling for an anthropology course, hopefully in the near future. I don't actually know if UCLA offers online courses. This is a great question. I'm going to look into this further. But I think they definitely have like online resources that you could look into if you wanted to take anthropology classes. But because I don't have a fully formed answer for this, I'm going to do some research after this video and try to link like an anthropology course in the description box for you down below, because I think that would be awesome. And if it would be even better if it was from UCLA. So I'll do my best. Now, the next question that I got is, how does your current job relate to anthropology? And I love this question because anthropology is kind of everywhere. Anything that's related to people in some way or another is connected to anthropology. And so, like I said in the beginning, I am working as a video production intern in the education space. And for me, oh gosh, this is a tough question because I think being an anthropology major has taught me the value in education, right? And the value in, educating a global population. And Socratica, the YouTube channel, the company that I'm interning for right now, they really focus on accessibility worldwide. So you'll see a lot of YouTube channels, mine included, where the whole thing is just in English, targeted at like a very specific demographic. But Socratica, they have different channels in different languages for different age groups. And you can really see that they're trying to like check all these boxes and really fill in those educational gaps. And as an anthropology student who noticed that nobody was talking about anthropology online, that in a lot of ways is what I was trying to do. Obviously, I'm limited by my resources and stuff, but I think the biggest similarity is this like passion for education and educating people around the world. But then also I'm working on some like anthropology related projects right now with Socratica that I can't really talk about, or maybe I could, but I'm not going to, that you guys are going to see hopefully soon. So I actually am like in my job doing some anthropology research, and I would love to talk to you guys about that more another time, but I can't right now, but I will, I promise. Okay, the next question is from Frida. Hi. I also know that we've talked before in the comments, and that is wondering what kind of personal statement attracts the anthropology admission committee. Gosh, was a journalist. That's super cool. I've always thought about what it would be like to be a journalist. I think that would be really cool, but I imagine it's a space that's probably kind of tough to get into. But okay, so wondering what kind of personal statement attracts an admission committee. Okay, if you're talking undergrad, that's a little bit harder to answer just because admissions committees are looking at you overall as a student, not necessarily how you would fit into being like an anthropology major or a math major or something like that. That's a part of it, but it's not the whole thing. So genuinely just be yourself, put on display maybe global experiences that you've had, and focus in your personal statement, not on the fluff, not necessarily like the beautiful writing, but really what you've accomplished and the experiences that you've had that make you shine as a student and someone who maybe wants to learn more about people. Now, if we're talking grad school or, master's, PhD, I don't have a master's or PhD, but I have worked with professors who have taught me how to apply to these things. And the best advice that I have gotten from one professor who I've worked with specifically, who is like on the admissions committee, like he chooses who gets into his program, is not to write about how when you were 5 years old that you had this experience with a chimpanzee and now today you want to be an anthropologist, right? That is a terrible personal statement for graduate school. What you should be doing is proposing to the professor or to the committee what you want to study with them, what you want to study in their lab, and why your research matters, and also how that's going to help them, right? Like the research that you do is connected to the school that you get into and the professor that you work with. So really show them what you can accomplish and tell them what you have accomplished, because that says a lot more about you than like a sob story with a chimpanzee when you are like 5 years old. Guys, this is going to be such a long video. Oh boy. Final question. I love this. Hey sis, OMG. Hey, how's it going? How did you get a job after graduation? Did your university or professor refer you to different companies and organizations? Hope your question isn't dumb. It's absolutely not dumb. And I am happy to say that I've answered most of this question in this video already. But okay, so my professors did not refer me to any jobs or anything, but I will say UCLA specifically sends department run or they have like department email lists. So as an anthropology student, I got emails from the UCLA Anthropology department with like lists of jobs that were available, or companies that reached out to UCLA that were like, hey, we have these jobs open, would your students want to apply? And then you can apply to that list that UCLA sends you. So I thought that was a really amazing resource, and I definitely utilized that for internship opportunities, but I never used it for job opportunities just because I was so fortunate to have an offer. Okay, I think that's all the questions that I have that I'm going to answer today. So thank you so much to anyone who took the time to either watch this far in the video, because I know that's a huge commitment, or also that left a comment down below. You guys are amazing, and I'd love to hear the kinds of things that you accomplish in anthropology or just in the world. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys want to see, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic rest of the week. All right, you guys, bye.